Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is my weekly reaction video where I react to the comments from the viewers for the last week or so. And it's a much better way for me to nuance my reactions, because when I type down a comment to somebody, it doesn't contain the emotional details or finer points. So this is very nice to do. So let's get started with this week's comments. Here we are in the comment section of ShareTreck. I'm going to first do all the genomic comments, and then I will do the HIV comments. So they would be one after the other. The genomics guys can finish first and move. So first comment is from Jesse Isaacson 5728, and Jesse, thanks for being a member and supporting this channel. And thanks for your comment out here. I agree with you 100%. PSEB and Illumina are picks and shovels of the genomic rush. They are akin to what NVIDIA and AMD are for the AI rush. So I agree with that. And even in the past, I think in the earlier videos that I have done on PSEB and Illumina, I've always said that they are likely to do better than most of the other genomic companies in our watch list, because they are supplying to not only the genomic companies that are on our watch list, but also to universities and labs and hospitals and all the places which have to buy their equipment, sequencers, and consumables. And especially the consumable revenue is going to multiply exponentially as more and more hardware gets installed across the world. So that's what I would say. So thanks for the comment. I agree with you 100%. The next comment is coming from Marco Sherman, Promo SM. Okay, I think that Marco wants to help boost the channel, so he's giving us the algorithms here. Then Inf, thanks for being not only a member but also contributing to the channel with a weekly feature where you talk about about the fundamental analysis of various companies. So thanks a lot, and thanks for the algorithm boost here. And next I'm looking at comment from Bino Mueller. So when I saw this, I was looking at it on my cell phone, and I read it as Bob Mueller. And I was wondering, why is Bob Mueller commenting in my channel? So that was very interesting. So Bino Mueller says, always interesting to hear your thoughts about the newest developments and current situation of CRISPR therapeutics and the share price. If I had from 2011 to 2020 only invested $1,000 each in Tesla shares, it would now be around 6,000 USD with only 9,000 invested. So I think it would be quite worthwhile to try similar for CRISPR, and probably also in Beam and Intellia, in case their alternative CRISPR methods are in the end better than Casgevy, as far as I understand. What do you think? So now we come into a situation where we are discussing philosophy and we are discussing financial advice. I can talk about the philosophy, but it will be my personal opinion and not financial advice. So what I am thinking is that Casgevy again is, I think, leading right now from a price point of view and from a risk point of view. So it should do well. My only point was that CRISPR-Cas9 is what is used for Casgevy. It involves double-strand breaks. Double-strand breaks have their own risks, and also when the strand heals, it may or may not heal properly. So those are the concerns out there. Despite that, it's doing well. My only point of view was that once CRISPR has the opportunity, it has to upgrade its technology and start moving to up the chain of editing into something like base or prime editing, or find their own upgraded editing method which avoids double strand breaks, so that they can continue to be a leader. That was my point of view. And I agree with you that if you do incremental investing, you get the advantage of the dollar cost average price of a stock, and you would be able to make some benefits out there. But it also depends on the trajectory of the stock, whether it is going down. When it's going down, you have dollar cost averaging. And if it's a healthy stock that is going down, dollar cost averaging on the way down is a decent strategy, knowing fully well that it's going to come up again. And you would have bought at the lowest cost for that period. And at the end, you can sell it at a higher price. However, it's a weak stock which is on the last stages of its life. And if you dollar cost average down, it would be a very bad idea. I learned that lesson with Yellow Pages, which was giving a lot of dividend and it was valued a lot. And I held it and I thought, as it goes down, I can dollar cost average. Those were the days when I was not even doing technical analysis. I didn't know what technical analysis was. I was just working 9 to 5 and dumping money into the share market wherever I got a lot of dividends. That was my philosophy at that time. And to my shock, one day, Yellow Pages just ceased and it couldn't give dividends and it was taken over by internet and everything. So every philosophy has got its limits. So I would say that you seem to be on the right track, but it's my personal opinion, not financial advice. So that said, the next one is from Jesse Isaacson again. I keep seeing ad for people doing trading using AI. I steer clear because I don't know who can be trusted. Do you have any thoughts on AI-driven trading? So Jesse, I have been a user of ChatGPT. There are times, especially for HIV videos, there are times when I come across a research paper and I read through it, and even halfway through, I kind of lose the plot because there are so many new terminologies out there. So I go and use ChatGPT to understand each of those terminologies, and then I create a notepad in which I'm jotting down my understanding. And at the end, I go to ChatGPT to synthesize it and ask for its opinion based on its database to give me validations. So there are times when ChatGPT is not reliable, and there are times when I have to remind ChatGPT again and again that it's not answering the question that I have asked, and instead it is giving me something else. So ChatGPT, I don't think is still reliable. AI is as good as the data set it is trained on and the query that has been put to the AI. So there are a lot of people who may claim that they have a trading algorithm, but personally I have not come across anything. And another thing, Jesse, I would caution is that unfortunately we are in an economy where more clicks means more revenue. And therefore we have seen news media also trying to attract eyeballs, goes for whatever is sensational and what can get most people to have a look at it, whether it is true or false. The idea is that, the more grotesque the news, the more sensational the news, the more people will look at it. The same thing can apply to those who are trying to peddle AI-driven strategies. Because it seems sensational, and who would not like to have AI sitting on their computer and telling them which share to buy and which to sell. So in this context, I'm sorry I'm giving a long-winded answer, but I want to give you an example. I studied in India and we put a lot of efforts on mathematics, and before the advent of calculators, which came much later in my life, I could do big number of maths, like multiple digit maths, just in my head. I could just mentally calculate answers while I am reading the problem. That was the capability. And then after calculators came, I just opted for calculators. So now doing mental mathematics is a bit of a pain. So I may take the time to find a calculator app and then put it in the calculator app and get the answer. It's not like I don't know how to multiply. It's just that I have lost the practice. And so it becomes more tedious. Now, coming to the dangers of ChatGPT, one of the things that I avoid with ChatGPT is giving full control to ChatGPT because I still want to be able to have my distinct style of writing my scripts. It's very easy for me to put all my key points and then give it to ChatGPT and say, create a script for me, and ChatGPT will do a job. And I can ask it to do it like some famous person, and it can do it that way. But in the process, what will happen is I will lose my ability. I've already lost my ability to do mental calculation for large numbers. I'll also lose my ability to write a script. And it gets even worse, because if you start depending on ChatGPT to summarize articles for you, which is what it suggests as one of the use cases, then you'll forget all the things that we learned in school on how to analyze a write-up and then synthesize the concept in your own words. That was the exercise that we used to be taught in English, apart from the Wren and Martin huge grammar book. So analysis of case study and synthesis of the idea in the case study, all those skills will be gone. So I think that one has to be cautious with ChatGPT, especially when it comes to investing. So that's my long-winded answer. Jesse, sorry for the very big answer, but I had to get that out. And then our next question is from Max Immunity, our good old friend Max. Correct me if I'm wrong, but another, and I would argue, big variable in the equation is that CRISPR Therapeutics gets 40% of the Cas-JV revenue, but Bluebird gets 100%, the 100% of the LifeGenia revenue. Long term, CRISPR Therapeutics has a much bigger pipeline than Bluebird. So a year from now, we may look at the two and think that Bluebird did better, but 5 to 10 years from now, I think CRISPR Therapeutics is going to be a behemoth. I wonder if and when some companies don't just bought out by some of the older, more established biotech companies that want a presence in gene tech. Why innovate when you can assimilate? I think you're spot on, Max, because this is a very correct understanding. There are various news articles which talk about increasing M&A activity in the biotech field. Recently, some of the big pharma have taken over smaller CAR-T operations and smaller cell therapy operations, and that activity continues, so that cannot be ruled out. It's just that we haven't seen the action in our genomic watch list, but there are other genomic companies which do not figure in our watch list which have been taken over by big pharma. It can happen anytime. And you're 100% right about CRISPR Therapeutics. It has a bigger pipeline, and it is more likely to survive on its own. But it could also be a victim of M&A because it's really good, and if there's an aggressive offer, then it can go. But Bluebird seems to be the most vulnerable out here because they have approved therapies which are already starting to generate revenue. They do not have anything new in their pipeline. There is nothing in their pipeline as such. And they have just done an IPO recently. The share prices are absolutely cheap. And if we were to look at the market capitalization, just give me 1 second. The market capitalization as of today seems to be just 245.74 million. This is something one of these big pharma can just spend like pocket money. It shouldn't be a big problem. And as the price remains at such low levels, as market capitalization remains at such low levels, Bluebird becomes a very, very attractive target. And that's one of the ideas with which one could potentially invest in Bluebird. That's my thought process, my personal opinion, not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence. That's what I would say. So Max, that was the long-winded answer for you. And then we have the next comment from Onguarua. He says CRISPR got second FDA approval yesterday. Anybody know why the stock went down? Yeah, I just posted a video now a few minutes ago. The answer is in Motley Fool. They had an article where they said it was buy the rumor, sell the news kind of a situation. And I agree with that 100%. I made a very brief video. It's going to come out tomorrow. And I put the link to the article in the description so you can go and read the article yourself. It's just a 4 or 5 minute video. So yeah, I have the answer now. So that it is. And then we have Shane Olsen saying, I literally watch the price fluctuation with this stock all day, every day. I listen to CNBC all day also while I work. This is being accumulated more and more as past few weeks. The moderator has been watching the technicals and seeing consolidation. Also, I'm very hopeful there will be positive catalyst soon, waiting for $70 soon. I don't know if Shane is talking about CRISPR. I suspect Shane is talking about CRISPR. Then we have Eric Pasha says that thanks for helpful information. This is so helpful. I'm really glad you found it helpful, Eric. That's why I try to do these videos. Another user says you're abnormally obsessed with blue. I'm sorry. I agree with you 100%. After you made this comment, I realized that I've been very harsh on Bluebird. So I'm trying to recalibrate my thoughts. You could be 100% right about that, because earlier I had invested in blue, and I did feel a lot bitter when things didn't go the way I thought it would, which is what most investors do. So I agree with you 100%. I confess that I have been abnormally obsessed with blue, as you say. I'll try to be better going forward. That said, we have the next one, which is Inf again saying, manufacturing index and Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley earnings in the AM before open could be market movers. Okay, these are all time sensitive. Thanks for the comment, Inf. I think I also replied to you at that time. Thank you so much for the algos, Inf. Next, we go on to Inf. He's saying, oh, nice, and link to the article before. Any idea if the author of the article is credible? Any good point about only pay if it works? So I just said thanks, and I spoke to Inf later on. Thanks, Inf. And the next comment is from Tabish Syed, 1989, says based. He appreciated Inf's segment. Really happy. Thanks, Tabish, for supporting Inf, who is doing a great job. Inf, your friends is Sandeep. His handle is Inf. So Sandeep did a great job with these weekly segments, I must say. Really appreciate his help. Then we have the next one, which was by Michael M33. And he says, thanks, Raj. I like this format for AI in biotech. I have SDGR, EXAI, and SDGR with together 3 to 4% in my portfolio. Later on, he changed the second SDGR. He said, sorry, it comes double. It is RX. So I think this is Michael Matoff. So Michael, thanks for being a long-time supporter. Thanks for your comment. And I'm going to check out RX and EXAI. These are two tickers I'm not familiar with. So something that I would like to look at. And then there's another comment by Michael. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, I like this format. Yes, Michael, I heard you, and that's why I'm going to keep doing this format going forward. And we can have better interactions on this. Now, S. Mane, that is Kasjavi. Thank you, Mane, and really appreciate your encouragement. Thanks a lot. Encouragement keeps a content provider, content creator motivated and helps a lot. So Meme Science says, Raj, what's your opinion on CRSP bullish pattern starting Tuesday? You think it will continue for January before market dips in February or March? So this was in response to my video that CRISPR just entered a bullish channel. And for this, I'm going to get into the TradingView platform, and I'm going to look at CRISPR Therapeutics. And it is still in that bullish pennant out here. And I'm hopeful that it's able to break out on the upside because it's a bullish pennant. That's the way I'm looking at it. The momentum is decent, but it has to be above average to be credible. And once it goes above average, it will automatically correct the MACD as well. That's my opinion. So hope that answers your question. Meme sign, thanks for your comment. And why is PSEB falling is the question from Akash Rimpi. Akash, I really don't know, but I think it has started picking up again. So today we saw PSEB picking up again. It's one of the top gainers for today, the gain of 3.93. My suspicion is that there must be some big holder who would have dropped this after making a strategic decision to move out of PSEB. That's the reason I think it could have dropped. I'm not sure, but that's what I think might have happened. And then we have Balaji Thakur putting 3 hearts there. Thank you very much. And then Inf also has given us feedback. I love these videos. Thanks for your ringing endorsement, Inf. Thanks, Sandeep. That's really good. And Michael Mathov says, thanks very much, Raj, for your good work. My trading position is back in my portfolio. I think I've already answered this in the previous reacting to video. So we have done the last 5 days now. So with this, I would like to bring my video to an end. This is for the genomics guys. And yeah, thanks for all your comments. Bye for now.